afternoon and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Is your boy Dryzzy, and this is another episode of Grappling for Positions. Last episode, we counted down the new faces of the NXT Women's Division. This one, we are going all the way to the land of AEW, and we are going to count down the top 10 best double or nothing matches of all time. AEW celebrating 6 years in the business, and their first pay per view was Double or Nothing, I believe. So just to celebrate them and to get a little bit of history and what they've been doing over the few years, we're gonna try and rank some of the best matches they've had at Double or Nothing, which I, I looked at it like it's Day Mania at one point in time. But before I do that, I have to have my panel.
What's going on, bro? It's your boy Shad Talks Graps. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm back on another episode of Grappling for Position. And this one gonna be special, man. I had to take my Theraflu, feeling like a real sicko tonight. But yeah, let's get into it.
It's for this tonight is for the sickos, and for my next guest, a very very special guest, a good friend of mine. Been speaking wrestling with him for a few years now. You know him from Fightful's Grap City, the one and only Mr. Philip Lindsey. How are you doing, Phil?
What's going on, y'all? Thanks for having me. Great topic. Double or nothing. I was sitting here. I was like, I guess it was their mania at one point, but kind of feels like All In is kind of taking that spot.
It feels like I don't know what happened over the time. Why are we not? There we go. I don't know.
You freeze?
Nikki froze.
Hold on, let me pause the joint real quick. We back.
All right. Minor technical difficulties. StreamYard don't be knowing how to act sometimes, and yeah, that's what you get with this.
It's
So
all
we're
part
gonna
of the
get in.
game. It's Monday.
We're gonna get into this before StreamYard decides it don't want to do stuff again. Before we get into it, before we start on our list, rules. I promise you, I'm gonna stop about episode 10. We're reading the rules. It's not real glass. Don't cry river. Wrestling is a form of art, theater, and not to be taken to the point of real violence. We are adults capable of having a healthy conversation, no personal attacks. Number two, closed mouths do not get fed. Feel free to voice your opinion. No matter how ridiculous that you think it is, there may be somebody somewhere that agrees with it. Number three, loud and wrong. Hear each other out. Do not talk over each other. Just because you're loud does not mean you are right. Number four, time limit draws. There are topics that we could talk about, just like this one, for hours and hours. But to keep this down, as moderator and panelist, I will be watching the time. So when I say we got to move to the next thing, we got to go. And number five, we have few names that we will not speak of due to the inability to separate art from artists. This is not debatable. This is a Wrestling Republic rule. We will not be getting rabid in this list whatsoever anyway. So it works. Do we understand the rules?
Yes, sir. I feel like I'm well equipped now. Been here for a couple times, so I'm good, man. I ain't never violate on your show.
Yeah, and then a lot of these, it's more so just we be talking about not having very rapid moments, I guess. That's basically who we're talking about. Basically, we do have these conversations, but yeah, but
Yeah.
we're
Hey,
gonna we're
I
gonna
don't know what
let
you're talking about.
we're gonna let our guests go first. Phil, what match do you want to submit to be put on the list first?
I think probably like one of the most important matches to this event, and I think it's probably high on my top 10 is Cody versus Dustin Rhodes from 2019.
Ooh, very good match. The
Mm.
main event that started it all. Where do we want to put Cody and Dustin? And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I am very perfectly well putting them top, one of the top three matches because that was a really good
Yeah,
match.
Man, I think it can't be lower than 3 in my opinion.
Nah.
Just everything tied to it. I feel like that was like just a pure classic.
Yes.
Storytelling, everything tied to it, man. 2 brothers going to war. Whew.
I would put it number 2 personally. I think it's at least second. But yeah, just everything about it, just how good
I
the
really
match
do.
was. The build was great, and they did the build entirely on the internet, if people remember, because Dynamite wasn't a thing at the time. So that was when Cody was doing those promos where he was saying he despises how overrated the Attitude Era is, and he wants to be the death of the Attitude Era. Totally different time.
Oh, that's when we got Throne Breaker Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, my man Dustin just bleeding, bro,
that,
bleeding upon blood that match too.
in fact, that match was cinematically perfect from the beginning to even the end when Cody's like, I don't need this, I don't need a tag where I need my brother with a tear in his eye. And I'm like,
I need my older brother.
like, like, man, Cody was dramatic back then.
Back then, he's still dramatic.
He's still very
Yeah,
dramatic.
I'm about to say, bro, he's still hella dramatic to this day.
Like, but I can live with 2. How do y'all feel?
I'm good with 2.
All right. All right. And I'm gonna put that was 2019. All right.
Yep.
Shad, you are up next.
All right. Now I don't think this is maybe number 1 by any means, but I want to, have a conversation, put matches that can kind of fill up the list. And in my opinion, when you think of AEW, man, you cannot forget about the 4 pillars that are in AEW: MJF, Sammy G, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Darby. And I think 2023, that 4 pillars match was a classic in my humble opinion. I think those boys delivered. I love the build to that match as well. Just the moment you felt the importance. And that's an era in essence of what I loved about AEW is the fact that we kind of got to see these 4 guys that, a lot of people may not have known too much. None of them are former WWE dudes, but they was, really going for it, trying to, put AEW on their back. I feel like they really showed a lot of pride in that match. So 2023, the 4 pillars match, that gets a vote on my book to be in the top 10.
Where would you like to put that? Because I got a gripe with that match.
Okay. I'm feeling the number 7 or 8.
That's a little. All right, so I got a gripe with it, but I don't got a gripe that much. Like I
I
can
think
live with.
7's about right though, because I like that match a lot, and a very divisive match. That match did not main event that show; it was for the world championship.
Mm,
But I enjoyed that match, and I was surprised how much I liked the match compared to the build. And I felt when I was saying I liked the match, I talked to a lot of people that were like, I didn't think it was that great. And I was like, really? I thought it was great. And I, like you, I think it's so important to the foundation of this company. I would say 7.
mm-hmm.
7's fair.
Okay, I can give 7. My gripe with the match is it feels like they booked it backwards. Like when this whole thing started, it started where the go home show should have picked up at, with all 4 of them in the ring just kind of snapping at each other. But the match, I absolutely love the story told in the match. They all did their wrestling fathers moves and their mannerism for a minute. Like it just told the story of how they got right there, and I absolutely love that aspect of it. But 7, I can live with a 7.
All right.
Perry.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to remember if I was there for that match. I think I was.
All right. That was
2023, I believe.
Yeah, it was 2023.
Yeah. Boom. All right. I am up, and I am going to go with my girl. Y'all know how much I love some women's wrestling, and this one absolutely stole 2024 for me. I'm gonna go Willow versus Mercedes. A very good match. I don't think anybody expected it to be as good as it was, and it was definitely a show stiller. Part of that four, I think it was a four quadruple main event for 2024.
Yeah, now that match was definitely like that. I mean, that was kind of Mercedes hitting her reign that she's kind of doing now, man, just giving us
Mhm.
bangers after bangers post WWE. Her and Willow, I think, and that's the first match they had since obviously the injury that one time that they had for the
For the
uh
strong title.
for the strong title in Japan, or I don't know if it was in Japan or
It
not, but
was at
I
it was
think
at
for
a USA
California.
show. It was a
Yeah.
USA show.
Yeah, it was a New Japan Strong show. I just don't
Mm.
remember what
Yeah.
venue. I
So
want to say it was Long Beach. I could be wrong.
That
that's what
sounds
probably
right.
was.
That sounds right. But it was a part of the tournament to crown that first champion. But the rematch was just as good. I actually enjoyed the whole "you hurt me" aspect of it. Just try to make Willow look like this big monster, but she really isn't. Well, an inverted monster, I should say, because Willow can do some damage, and I really feel like Mercedes brought the best out of her in that match.
Yeah,
I
I mean Willow's so like has such impressive strength, and like Mercedes is just like the matter. She gonna make anybody she go in the ring with look like $1,000,000. How she sells, and the chemistry they have is just out of this world. That's definitely a great match. Where that goes though, ooh,
I'm looking at maybe 6 or 5.
See, I don't know because I think the Mercedes match this year is top 5, and I think the Mercedes match this year is better than that match.
Hmm.
And I mean, I really like that match. I think that match belongs on this list. But out of the two Mercedes matches, I don't know if I would put that one in the top 5.
Hmm.
yeah, her
I
and
can.
Hater went crazy this year.
We want to do 6.
I don't know if I like it better than the Four Pillars match.
Hmm.
I'm kind of
I'll go as
kind
low as 8, but I can't let it go no further than 8. I can't let it go no further than 8.
I kind of agree though. I think that the Pillars match is better, and I feel like I'm being so like this match, like I really love that match. I love what that match did for Willow. Willow did a lot of promos ahead of that match, and I think that build really changed her trajectory in AEW. Um,
Mhm.
the TBS title run was short lived, but I think it did so much for her coming out of it. And I still
Mhm.
think she should be the one that beats Mercedes for the TBS title. By the way, um,
Agree.
sure.
Agree.
I would say 8.
I'll go as for. I'll take 8. I will take 8.
Bet that.
That is 2024. All right, Phil, you are up again.
I would say just like the Cody Dustin match is like very important to this event. I would say Stadium Stampede is another match that is extremely important to this event. Probably one of the best matches in the history of this event, in my opinion. Um, just because of the trajectory it's set for all the other big gimmick matches, whether it be the Anarchy and the Arena match or some of the other AEW staples. It's like one of those matches that's so unique to AEW that I just can't imagine this company without it.
Yes, absolutely agree. It is.
I love
They
that
have
match.
they have made it a staple. Like I don't even think they originally meant to make that happen, but it's like every year is like they're trying to top it now because it's just fun.
Yeah.
They
It is
had they had
fun.
they had Urban Meyer in the joint, all the in the
Like
Jaguar Stadium. It was
like
it was
it's
it was fun.
It's just crazy. 'Cause it's exactly what wrestling should be. It should put a smile on your face. You should be able to enjoy it. You shouldn't be always in turmoil about your wrestling. Like sometimes you just need some fun.
Yeah, and it just fit what the elite brought to wrestling. Just a lot of stuff that they brought from BTE to TV. Um, it just was really a perfect mix of like what the elite bring to wrestling and what AEW does unique to any other company.
Mhm. Where
Yeah,
we
I think also going to the times, it being during the pandemic, like them just kind of utilizing their resources, being able to just, obviously them being in Jacksonville, owning the Jaguars, using that stadium to its advantage, and like just having a blast with it. Like there's some fun, like creative ideas companies was doing at that time. It's like the same shit with the with like the Bray Wyatt and the Cena match and then the Undertaker match. Like they just gave you a different way without having fans, but keeping you as viewers entertained without like the awkward nobody in the arena kind of situation. But
Mhm.
I feel like this is a top 5 one just because it's so iconic.
Yeah,
Yeah, but where the top five we looking?
I would say either 5 or 4.
I like it in that area. I would give it four.
I'm
It's
cool
it's
for.
it's a, it sparked what has been a match that is now done every year and is always fun. So I would give it a
Yeah,
four.
Yeah, I'm good with 4.
Boom. Let's see. We're just gonna put Stadium Stampede because well I can
yeah. I mean, it's really the only
yeah
stadium stampede, right?
yeah because after that that's when they rebranded it Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah,
2020. All right, Dad, you are up. What you got?
Man, I gotta be recency bias, bro. We gotta go to 2025. We talk about this show being pay-per-view of the year. We gotta talk potential match of the year, man. Osprey and Hangman, the final
bro.
to the Owen, like just
Ooh.
wrestling at its pure essence, man. That final sequence is like still living rent free in my head to this day, 2 weeks later. Um, it was a special match, man, and I think it's a special moment for a incredible professional wrestler and someone who's honestly on a trajectory to potentially be. I always say he's a Mount Rushmore of AEW Hangman. You know what I'm saying? I truly mean that. But like the road he's taking us, man, he's treading that GOAT status. And you talk about someone like Will Ospreay. This mofo got God knows how many 5-star matches, bro. He's like, SpongeBob is the good noodle getting all the 5 stars in the class and stuff like that. Like, it's just one of those ones, man. So I feel like it's easily in the top 10. Now, where we put it on the list is going to be a interesting one.
You know what's crazy? That match was so good, and I I don't have a problem with it being in the top three.
Yeah,
I,
I honestly, it might be recency bias. I honestly think it's number 1.
Yeah, I do
Because
too.
I have a hard time putting anything over it because it's so good, and it not just that it's so good. The storytelling in a match is so good, and they gave us a legitimate surprise because most of us thought Osprey was going to win, and so I think with the story that they told and how we got there, the way that they bridged the gap between last year's Owen and this year's, and Hangman losing last year and coming back this year and winning, um, doing the callback to the All Out where he ended the night screaming at the camera after the crazy match was swerved. And a year later, he finally got his moment in triumph, heading into All In. I think it's number 1.
I agree,
I
man.
all those things plus just the evolution of Hangman over these years, just
I mean,
It may
bro,
be
he.
recently bad. I don't know if I'd ever change my mind if I changed my mind after this list, but it definitely had me in a chokehold. So
Yeah,
I,
just
I, I just don't know how people can't like Hangman as a wrestler, bro. Like I think he's like the epitome of like that. He's like that balance of like what we used to enjoy wrestlers of when we was like kids, man. Like he really makes you want to root for him. He's got so much real passion to everything he does with his storytelling, to his promo work, all of that, man. Like, and then when the bell rings, not too many could fuck with him, bro.
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah. There's so
that
many
ever
character moments too, man. Like
yes.
just great,
Yes.
great match, man.
Like one of the I said it on Twitter a little bit ago and of course drug through the mud for it, but he's got one of the best character evolutions in wrestling.
But he does. I don't think that's a crazy take. I think from where he went from 2019, Double or Nothing, uh, during the press conferences, being the guy that said he wants to be the first world champion and getting to this point, being world champion and, you know, having a toll of being world champion take a toll on him. And then also everything that's come with like the Swerve feud and everything.
Mhm.
I mean, he's easily the best character in the company by far. Um, I just think like there's so many great moments in this match. Like, I mean, I was flabbergasted that the guy won, but just that shot of Osprey defeated that he lost, and then Hangman coming back down there to tell him it's gonna be okay because he lost so many times and nobody did that for him, and him understanding in that moment that
Yeah.
he needed that because I needed that.
Mhm. That
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
give him
Nah, that's
Heyman getting
well
one.
said.
Heyman getting one. Yeah, he getting it. He got it.
Yeah, man. You know, we got his book in the crib too, man. Cop that for my little man's. Although I probably won't put it on my little mental. He can't read yet.
Man, I'm reading to it every night. Every night. All right, I am up. It's tough to beat that one. I'm gonna attempt, but I am going to go. It probably is recency bias, but I'm gonna go with this year's Anarchy in the Arena. Hey,
Mm.
I think it's one of the more fun ones that they've had. If I'm sitting there putting all of them, it's probably second on my second favorite Anarchy in the Arena. But it's I was like I don't even have it as well. It's just fun. Kenny and them having fun. The music thing that they've now made a running joke in it now. Like
Yeah, I love that they played into it where they, you know, because they played the I'm so excited because a lot of people was giving them shit about it because that was like the Dynamite theme song for like for like a week, right? I
Right,
think they
one
even
episode, I think.
they
bro,
gave it one. It didn't go past that one episode.
bro,
Yeah, it,
TK good at he's like, oh y'all don't like it. All right, my
yeah, it got about as long as that new Mina theme. They were like, nope, nope, look, give me the aux cord back.
Like, nah, you ain't getting this no more. I'm like,
yeah.
it's like, oh, if y'all doing that, we could go and get that Shaka Khan going because I'm trying to get some. Ain't nobody in here. Like, I want that.
Oh my god, Swerve for the one time he do got to
Just give
come
me
out
that
with
one
that
time,
song at
please,
one point.
TK. Just give me that one time. I know
For
we'll
one
Yeah,
probably never
time.
ever get it, but
Now I know. Look, I know as a person who's done music and been in the battle world, I know that your art is the most important thing. And his theme song is a banger. For the
yeah,
one time, Swerve, on a special day, just TK license that joint.
just get
You know
that
the crowd
KO
go crazy.
body.
right.
But
Love
I,
Yeah,
you
I
better.
that joint, bro, he had that. I remember following him when he I think that was like when he was on like wrestling on MLW heavy and shit too during that time and in the indies. I think like Define. I was like, yo, that I was like, his entrance is OD, his joint's fly. But
bro.
um the bodies let the bodies hit the floor was definitely kind of crazy.
It fit.
Yeah, Samoa Joe singing the joint while he beating, beating him
Like
on
it
the
fit. But back to the same thing we said about like Stadium Stampede, it was just so much fun. All the
Yeah,
crazy things they did. it didn't get to the point with like I think a couple of years ago where like oh snap, okay, y'all going a little too far now, but like it was like just the perfect amount of fun. So
Yeah. I think it's my
um,
favorite Anarchy in the Arena match. I think it's that one, and then probably the first one. The first one was 2022, right?
mhm.
Mhm.
21 was that 20?
Was it?
No, it was 2021. I think that was the inner circle.
I don't remember, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think this one is my favorite one. I just think with all of the stuff with the Death Riders, and yeah, the Death Riders have had a hill to get over because people have been very, very much against the Death Rider storyline for most of this year. Most of the Death Rider pay per view matches have not been great. And I think this one really changed a lot of people's perception of the Death Riders. And then just having like a good team of baby faces to go against them, it wasn't like a bunch of guys that didn't feel believable. It felt like a real all-star team of baby faces.
Mhm.
And then also adding the mix, the intergender stuff in there, I think helped it a lot. I've liked Marina with them for most of this run, but Marina having this theme throughout of like, no, I want all the smoke. I want to be the most violent person in this match
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
feel like I got something to prove. Has been really fun. Willow was fun in this match. Yeah, just great match. So many great moments, like the Omega and Swerve moment. Swerve putting on the new shoes with the tax on it.
Mm, the callbacks. Like it was just fun. It was like even Samoa Joe not coming like, hey, did Joe get is Joe okay? And then he just pop out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The Young Bucks coming back to form. I feel like the Young Bucks have been on fire since they've been back in these big multi-man matches. Um, yeah, I love this match. I think it's easily one of my favorite Double or Nothing matches.
Can we put this at
Yeah,
5? Can we put this at 5? Or do we Alright, so do you like it more than you like the Stadium Stampede?
I think I do.
I I would say I like it more than Stadium Stampede.
Do you want to slide
So we want
Stadium Stampede to 5 and put it at 4? Or do you want to put it at 3?
I like it at 3. It's how do y'all feel?
I would go with it at 3. I think I would say it's
Yeah,
better than Stadium Stampede, and I'm trying to think. I would take it at 3. I think 3 is fine.
Okay, cool. That at 3. All right, Phil, you are up again.
Uh, see, I would say I want to say recency bias again, but there was another match I was thinking about that I think is kind of underrated. Omega versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the World
Ooh,
Heavyweight Championship. I think that match is really, really good. I think Orange Cassidy, that's one of those matches that he showed people he's not just a meme gimmick. He can actually work. And Pac is Pac. When you put Pac in there with Kenny Omega, they always have great matches. So, yeah, I think that was one of those matches from the 2021 card that I would say is a top 10 match. I'm trying to think what else is on that 2021 card
I
off the
think
top of
that
my
was
head.
the Pinnacle and is the Pinnacle and Jericho Appreciation? Because
Uh,
that was the weird one because they did it like the pay per view happened like a week before Blood and Guts or something.
yeah. I'm trying to remember what else was on that card, but off the top of my head, that's probably my favorite match from that card.
I said that's a personal favorite man. Period. Like so,
Yeah.
where we want to put it?
hmm. 6,
Hmm.
or you want to put a lower in the 9?
I would say
Nah, I
6
like
is
it
about
too much.
right.
Yeah, 6 was
Okay.
I think 6 is
six
about
will
right.
work. Like I said, I can't let that go to 9. That's I watched that one like on lunch breaks and stuff. That's my stuff. Like you can't put my lunch break match on right there.
And hit the super hot fire. Nah, 2.5 men. I'll watch that.
Like every time. Like that is me.
Nah, that joint is definitely a classic. Honestly, that was gonna be the next one I was gonna say too.
All right. Chad, you are up too, so go ahead.
You know what? I am gonna go with a match that I think. Let me see what I got on the list real quick. I feel like we need to have a Young Bucks match, and I think 2021 was a pretty solid year. Don't mind my cat over there. I'm gonna go with the Bucks versus Mox and Kingston from the 2021 year. I think that was a really great match. I think the dynamic of like the whole story with Mox and Kingston at that time frame was good. And I mean, it's the Young Bucks, man. They have all the matches on this list, to be honest with you.
Mhm. You're not wrong. I I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I don't. So many people have said it's such an underrated match. And it's like back and get refresher on it because it's not one that rings a bell to me like that. Like I remember it happening, but I don't remember it being like this amazing mox match or anything.
No, I think it was very underrated. I think it was one of those matches where the Bucks as heels worked very well in that match. I think they did a lot of stuff with Mox and Kingston and Mox made you believe by the end of that match that they were going to win this thing. I really like that match. And if I remember correctly, it was early in the night. And so it was one of
Mm,
those that kind of stole the show early, and it really got the crowd into the show for the rest of the
yeah,
night.
crowd was
Mhm.
hot for that match. It was
Yeah,
a lot of near falls, all of that. It was
yeah,
definitely a high energy match.
yeah,
Where
yeah. For me, the Young Bucks match on this list is either that one or the Lucha Bros
Lucha
match.
Brothers won. Yeah. Oh
you
man.
said spoiler alert.
Yeah. I'm cool putting this one maybe like as a 9 or a 10.
Mm, I, I I can do 9.
Yeah, now it makes sense. I
I,
think.
I can do
Yeah, let's go
9
with
for
that.
that. Uh, mm, that's 2021. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Well, spoiler alert because y'all have already said it. My next pick is gonna be the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros, 2019. There are just some teams that get in the ring together and everything clicks. Time stops, stands still, and we all are just left in awe. And that's exactly what this match was. They all, I don't, they could have went out there and I don't think there's too much they could have done that we wouldn't have ate up in that match. Definitely one of my favorite Lucha Bros matches. I think the only one that I could even put over that would have been the cage match that they
Cage
had.
match. Yeah.
Had
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
revolution, I think. But
That was all out, I think. All out
all that, there we
2021.
go.
All out. Yeah, that was all out. Now that's the only one I agree with. You could probably I mean notable that you put over it, but now this was
Yeah.
definitely a classic too. It's from 2019, right?
Yes.
So where y'all want to put that? So it's either a 5 or a 10.
Mm. I can
That
live
was
with it.
classic, man.
I mean, I like it at 5.
I'm
That
good with
shit is
that.
classic. I think
I'm good with
5
that.
is good.
I'm good with that.
It works. All right. And that's 2019. Phil, I'm gonna let you have the last one. Our guest of honor. What are you submitting to us for this?
I mean, off the top of my head, it's there are 2 matches from this year that I'm going back and forth on, and like I said earlier, I think the Mercedes match from Double or Nothing is the hater match. That opening match was incredible. Probably, arguably, Mercedes' best match with the company so far. It's either that one or the Statlander match, but really, really excellent match. The start to finish, the ending sequence of it with like those back and forth, the roll up that turned into a DDT that looked nasty that people were complaining about. I thought it looked fire. Mercedes ending it, winning the Owen and doing the natty taunt at the end of the at the top of the ramp. Also very funny. But also, man, Okada Speedball was a banger, man. I don't
Hey,
know. I don't know.
hey,
Okada Speedball was, man. Oh,
hey.
I love Mercedes, bro. I love her. I think it's Okada Speedball.
yeah.
I
I don't know,
think
man.
it's Okada Speedball. That joint was crazy. That drop kick, bro.
I really feel like people be putting Okada and Speedball in matches and thinking like, it won't be that. It'll be a good match, but it's not like. And then they end up having the best match of the night, and I'm like, bro,
Just having a classic.
like, what did you expect?
That's a main event on any other card with like the magnitude of matches they had on that card. Like it's so crazy how how stacked they
Like,
put the matches
like
on this last one.
we sat in the Zoom watching it, and it's like, damn, we got more matches after this. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the rare times I was like, I am not even complaining about this joint being this long, bro. Like I'm thoroughly entertained tonight from all these matches. Like they really like delivered. Whew. Yeah, I mean, which what's the vote
Speedball
on
and
it
Mike.
between those
I
two?
so Speedball and Mike Bailey is really good, but me and Shad, who do a NXT post show, literally seen Mercedes the hater going first and like, yeah, we not watching NXT tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
It's tough, man. I think Okada Speedball belongs on this list. I mean, I think both matches, but it just I don't know. Like,
we got to vote for Okada Speedball. I'm voting Mercedes and Jamie. Shad, you the tiebreaker on this one.
I'm going Okada Speedball.
Okada Speedball it is, but I don't know what they thought it was going to be. They knew Okada Speedball was about to be like that.
yeah, Speedball has not missed in any of these pay-per-view matches so far with the company.
Not at all.
Speedball don't miss, period.
Yeah,
Nah,
and I feel like
he right at home.
And I feel like Okada is quietly becoming like final boss Okada again in time for this match with Omega, because it feels like Omega has been in a bunch of these multi-man matches. He hasn't had a lot of one-on-one matches since he's been back, which tells me he's not really back up to full health yet. He's not really back to the Omega we know. He's not the best bout machine yet. And man, watching Okada, you better get back there, buddy, because nothing short of the best bout machine is beating that guy.
Oh, definitely.
I feel that.
Definitely. Omega's had a very quiet year, and I'm not used to that. It's been a very quiet year for him.
I mean, it's been quiet in the sense that I think he slowed down on some of the matches when he got back stateside, because he did have one of the best matches of the year at Wrestle
Night one, yes,
at Wrestle Dynasty, and then had a really good tag match at Grand Slam Australia. And I really like the triple threat as well. I think that was Revolution, right?
Yeah. And this match on Wednesday should be nothing short of a banger too. With what is it with Brody King and Claudio, and then Mascara. So yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but yeah,
Do we
that's
have
what we-
any honorable mentions?
I think for me, like I said, I think it's the Mercedes Hater match. I think that match is amazing.
Mm, You know, Shad?
Nah, man, I'm good, bro.
Like I said, I
Um,
don't have too many. I don't have any that are for real. That I would consider an honorable mention because, like we said, we looked at a lot of the cards and it was like they're
yeah, I mean,
good, but they're not. They're not where we like when it started. It was like, oh, this is like their mania, and then it's kind of slowed in. Like, okay, it's a little bit more like backlash, but it's okay. It's still good. It's still good work.
trying to think.
Yeah,
I think other honorable mentions. Osprey was on that run when he first came to the company, where all of his pay per view matches were great, and yet that match with Roderick Strong for the international belt that was
Oh
really
yes,
good.
that was really good.
Um, what else?
The stadium is. I don't think is it 2023 stadium. Which one did Darby set Jack Perry on fire?
that was
I think that
2024.
I
Hey,
think that
yo,
was
Driz, I got to bounce, bro.
Okay,
Yeah, I got to drop off, fellas. I'll catch
all right.
y'all.
all right.
Yeah, I think that was Anarchy in Arena,
It
2024.
was it. Yeah, it might be
But yeah,
the
that was
the
a great one. The 2023 Anarchy in Arena is also
yes
very good.
yes.
Uh, I mean, personal bias. I would say Punk winning the title, Double or Nothing, 2022.
That yeah.
I don't think that that's a top 10 match, but
No.
just for the moment of Punk winning the title in Vegas and being there, like, would have liked it if he didn't, do a stage dive and break his foot
And
after that.
yeah.
But
That's it. Fun times. Fun times.
it was fun times getting up to that point. His run up to that title match, was a lot of fun. Then things got a little messy after he
It
went
feel
away.
like it felt like the moment he touched that belt, it's everything just like "Meow."
Yeah, yeah.
But we have our list. I'm gonna give it the full screen for a sec so everybody can see. If it'll go. And we are locking it in. Number 10, Okada versus Speedball. Number 9, the Young Bucks versus Eddie Kingston and Mox. Number 8, Mercedes versus Willow. Number 7, MJF, Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara, and Darby, the Pillars match. Number 6, Omega versus Cassidy versus Pac. Number 5, the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. Number 4, the Elite versus the Inner Circle Stadium Stampede. Number 3, 2025 Anarchy in the arena. Number 2, Cody versus Dustin, and number 1, Hangman versus Osprey, the Owen final. We are locking that list in. Any gripes with it?
Mm, I wish I wish I would have taken the time to try and push for more women's matches on there. I would say there's probably another women's match I could probably make an argument for if I really sat here and took the time to do it. I mean, I think that was Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb. That was also a Double or Nothing. That was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Was that a buy-in match?
no, it was a title match. That was for the
Mm.
AEW World Championship, Women's
Hey,
World
Serena had a couple of Double or Nothing matches actually.
Yeah,
Uh,
I believe that was when Thunder Rosa was still champion.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
But what was that we hear? And we might revisit these, like maybe next Double or Nothing. We might revisit these lists and redo them a little bit if you don't mind coming back and let's tweaking
Yeah.
it a bit. See if there's anything else we can add to it or not. But we're gonna wrap it up. Phil, thank you so much for stopping by. Plug yourself, huh?
Yeah. If of course you can watch me on Grapsity. That's every Saturday at noon Eastern on Fightful's YouTube channel. You can also follow my writing at Bleacher Report. Um, also do Ask Rhapsody every other Thursday on Fightful Select. Um, best $6. I was about to say $5. It's $6. Inflation, man. It just sorry, add that extra dollar on there.
Not the tariffs.
The tariffs is crazy.
That's crazy. Damn, the tariffs. But it's catch him on Grapsity where they talk Graps. Shout out to Reg. Shout out to Will. And for Shad, who is not here right now, and everybody, check out Wrestling Republic. Check out all the shows on both of our YouTube channels. So you go get you some take it to the table. Go get off the air every Tuesday after NXT. Catch the daily broadcast at 3 on the East Coast, and I don't know what it is on the other. I think it's like 12 and 5. I don't know 100%. It ain't my stick, so I don't do it. Make sure you check out everything the Wrestling Republic got going on, and check out Grapsity on Fightful. Again, Phil, thank you once again. And for Shad, who's not here, and for me, I am Dryzzy, and we are out.